For those of you who haven't met before, hello, my name's Karen Stone. I've been studying Tibetan medicine and the spiritual practices aligned with that with Dr. Nida Chinatsang for 20 years. And this practice that we're doing together tonight is part of the Yuthok Nyingthig, the spiritual practice aligned with Tibetan medicine. I'm not your teacher. We're going to do the practice together. I guess at a push, you could say it's a reading transmission. But if this is something that appeals to you, then I highly recommend getting an empowerment from a qualified person to do so. But I have permission to perform this, and so I just like to think of it all as we are doing it all together. And I'm the ringleader. Excuse me, just for that. So during the course of this practice, I will ask you to face in certain directions. We will be moving. You will literally have to move your body and point yourself in a direction. So let's just take a minute now for you all to just work out where your prime compass points are. Most of you would have an app on your phone. If not, try and quickly work it out. If you can't work it out or it's too difficult for you to twist and face, that's okay, especially if you're lying down, Janet. If you're not well, that you just stay where you are and just send your energy in the direction that we speak of as we go through. Now, just going to sit for a couple of minutes, just a couple of minutes, and relax and open ourselves up to the beautiful energy that's going to be returning to us. So eyes open or closed, just relax and think about your breath just for a couple of moments. You don't really need to do any more than that. It's Tuesday night here in Melbourne, so the week is underway. And while you're doing that, just relaxing and breathing, take a moment of gratitude for having connected with this beautiful practice. And set an intention. It could be for yourself. It could be for a loved one or loved ones. Or you can offer this to all beings, whatever you wish. Make the most of this practice opportunity. I feel there are no limits. Offer it to all. Our hearts can hold everyone and everything if we believe it. So all beings in all directions and all dimensions. So while you're breathing in and out, just relaxing, set an intention for this evening. And tonight is the new moon, so a perfect time to restore and rejuvenate. And tomorrow is the start of the month of Sagadawa. So how fantastic to go into this sacred month with so many blessings multiply, with our energy restored and our intentions set. There is usually a reason why I pick the time that we do this. And I like to work with what we call in Tibetan medicine the transition seasons. At the end of every season, there's about 18 days where the energies return to the earth. And we tend to be a little bit vulnerable then, a bit likely to be unwell or not feel particularly great. Our spleen is very vulnerable. It's working hard because the energies are returning to the earth, and the spleen is the organ of the earth. So I think that's a really good time to have our energies restored to us when we're in this transition period. Excuse me. And over the course of a year, it happens after every season. So it actually equates to a fifth season. And once you start to pay attention, you notice that these are the times where you don't feel completely up to par, or you're more tired or more likely to catch colds and things like that. So it's a good time to do that. And with the new moon, we're moving forward then with this energy. Now, the effect of this practice can stay with you for a couple of days. The energy will keep coming in, so don't be surprised if you feel that and are aware of it. You might have some really cool dreams. Feel free to email them to me, only if they're good ones. I don't want to know about bad dreams. And you can do this practice for yourself or for anyone else. There'll be times in the text where it uses the word sponsor. So that's where mentally you would insert your name and or the name of anyone else that you may be thinking of to offer it to. And the other thing before we start is We are invoking the power of the dakinis tonight. Each dakini has her own quality and power, her own action. Have faith that there are countless dakinis just waiting to help you, literally hovering around us right now, waiting. And along with the things that we list for each one, feel them call back your confidence, your courage, your equanimity, your self-worth, your peace of mind. All of these things that modern life and current times on our planet can steal away by fear, anxiety, stress, and anger. And I think most importantly, feel your joy return. Joy is a radical act. So now that you're all feeling relaxed and ready, we will begin. I'll just share the practice on screen. And I acknowledge the traditional owners of the land from which I greet you this evening. And for me, that is the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. And I pay my respects to their ongoing connection to the lands and waters of this country and their custodianship. And I pay my respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging. I offer the same respect to any elder who may be present with us tonight of any tradition. And also, we acknowledge with deep gratitude our lineage masters for this precious teaching. Dr. Nita Chinetsang, who is my teacher, and his teacher, the late Khenpo Turatenam, who was one of the great lineage holders of the Yuthok Nyingthig, and one of the people whose great work and dedication actually saved Tibetan medicine coming out of Tibet. He was one of the people that kept the production of the precious pills alive. So light energy. And I'm sorry if this is repetitive for those of you who've been before, but I always like to inform everybody. You can close your eyes and have a little bit of extra meditation. La energy is a knowledge that was discovered and developed by both Tibetan medicine and Tibetan astrology. Tibetan astrology has a unique perspective as it developed as an isolated system, not influenced by other cultures, rather through observation. There are three main classifications: observation of the celestial bodies and their movements, which is superior astrology; observation of fog and winds, intermediary astrology; and observation of birds, the characteristics of trees, the forests and the lakes, and of the formations of ice on lakes and rivers. And this is known as inferior astrology. As this knowledge grew, so did the understanding of the cycles of the year, months and days, and of the increasing and decreasing cycles of the moon and the movements of the sun. And they came to understand them with great precision and clarity. In time, this developed the understanding that the external world impacts on the human body, both through the astrological cycles and the fact that our bodies and environments are constituted of the same energy, the five elements: space, wind, fire, water, and earth. So in a sense, this practice really combines to the Tibetan view of astrology and of medicine. So La energy has a cyclical movement within the body, with the specific points active according to the day of the lunar calendar. It is, you can see here in this chart that it starts in the left toe. This is a male representation. You would flip it the other side around for the female energy. It goes in a different direction. And each day in the 30-day lunar cycle, the energy moves to a different part of the body. So today, being the new moon, it's here. And then in 15 days for the full moon, it's at the crown of the head. So it moves around. It's also the pure energy of the five elements, the building blocks of the human body. In Tibetan medicine, it's considered a very important energy, and it belongs to the triad of protective energy, vital energy, and energy that regulates the duration of life. So we can lose our lower energy due to excessively strong external and or invasive therapies. Therapies such as moxibustion, bloodletting, or acupuncture applied to a point where the La energy is present on that day So that's something you would always check with the strong external therapies. If the light energy was at your shoulder, then you wouldn't have treatment on that day. Other causes include surgical operations, shock, grief, accidents, childbirth, physical or mental trauma, chronic illness, and acute pain. When someone's light energy is in good condition, they are physically well and strong, and their mind is clear and happy. And you can see it in them, they have a glow. Signs that someone has lost their light energy are feelings of sadness, being tired all the time, anxiety, a greyish complexion, confusion, mental nervousness, waking suddenly from sleep for no reason, and decreased sexual activity. Any loss of light energy can also put someone's lifespan in danger, as our vital and life energies are affected as well. So this practice for hooking back the life force is part of the Yuthok Nyingthig long life empowerment that vanquishes the Lord of Death. And it's a unique practice to call back the wandering La, the life force, the Tse, the lifespan, and Sog, vital force. And as I said before, it can be performed for others or for yourself. Using a datar, the long life arrow. It's hard to get it all in the shot at the same time. This one came from Nyingthik in Nepal. With 5 coloured ribbons, blue, white, yellow, and red, and green, representing the 5 elements, space, water, earth, fire, and wind. One visualizes oneself as long life Hayagriva and Vajravahai in union, and then calling upon the 4 dakinis and their special activities, pacifying, increasing, controlling, and destroying. One hooks back the lost life force from the 10 directions, the sky above, the earth underneath, the 4 cardinal and intercardinal directions. And the result is restored physical and energetic health and vitality, prolonged lifespan, and increased clarity and happiness in the mind. And I think modern life is so stressful. This is something that we can all benefit from. So now we're just going to say a couple of prayers to make our intentions. If you're not a Buddhist, that's okay. You can just sit for this, think some positive thoughts, or you're welcome to join. Say them twice in Tibetan and then once in English. Namo. Rig de de shek doji chang chuk du kon shok sungji no dakshin jon chok na tokpa ning ne ne ba chop suchi. Rig de shek doji chang chuk du kon shok sungji no dakshin jon chok na tokpa ning ne ne ba chop suchi. You who are the union of all Sagatas and Vajradhara, essence of the 3 jewels in the 10 directions and 3 times, until I and all others achieve enlightenment. From my inner heart, I take refuge in you. Now, Bodhicitta prayer. Sunji churang sukchi chunam la, janjuk baudu dagni chop suchi, daji jin sokji pesunam ki, drola panchi sanji du pasho. Sanji churang sukchi chunam la, janjuk baudu dagni chop suchi, daji jin sokji pesunam ki, drola panchi sanji du pasho. Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, until enlightenment I take refuge in you. Through my merit of generosity and so on, may I attain Buddhahood for the good of all sentient beings. So here we see Agriva and Vajravarahi. Sorry, I always get that one wrong. For this little part, you will be visualizing mostly, and there's a mantra that I will recite. You are excused from that one. You'll be focusing your attention on the deities and on the syllable he. So you can visualize the deities in front of you. If you have the appropriate initiations, you can visualize yourself as the deities. You can also see yourself as a vessel or something similar filled with white light. So if you struggle with visualizations, don't stress. Just look at the image and imagine light filling you, if that's an easy way to do it. Put your hand on your heart, understanding that Hayagriva and Vajravahari not only bless us now, but also send the dakinis to seek out our lost energies and return them. Really trust that your life force and lifespan are returning to you. Feel it in your heart. Know that all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Dakinis, Dakinis, and protectors join with Hayagriva and Vajravari in blessing you to bring your La, Yotse, and Sog back, your life force, your lifespan, and your vital life force. So if you want to close your eyes and visualize or look at the image, either is fine. But you are transformed instantaneously into Hayagriva and Vajravari in union. In your right hands, you hold curved knives, and in your left, longevity vases. Mentally make offerings to them and make your prayers and wishes to them, that all of your own and others' lost La vital energy and say longevity will be hooked and called back, that all diseases will be cured, all obstacles eliminated, and your lifespan extended. And then you are blessed with the most refined quintessence of all Sok life force, glory, majesty, abundance, and power and authority from every possible sentient being, and the essence of every medical substance, food, grain, fabric, jewel, precious substance, element, and so on, from the entire universe, from every outer and inner dimension. Conceive that your body is filled with the nectar of the exalted city of immortality, and that through this you obtain in your Vajra body, your energy body, the indestructible longevity of this conjoined sun and moon, the solar and lunar energy combined. So just focus on the image and the syllable while I recite the mantra. Om Minda Mahaguru Savaguna Siddhi Hum Om Ahum Savamum Lam Mam Pam Tam Hima Harini Sisa Sita Shing Shing Sava Siddhi Samaita Bam Ho Banda Ayi Shi Simprum Nitsa Om Ahum Binza Mahaguru Savaguna Siddhi Hum Om Ahum Savamum Lam Mam Pam Tam Hima Harini Sita Shing Shing Sava Siddhi Samaita Bam Ho Basa She Hum Brum Nitsa Om Ahum Binza Mahaguru Savaguna Siddhi Hum Om Ahum Savamum Lam Mam Pam Tam Hima Harini Sita Shing Shing Sava Siddhi Samaita Benza ayu yeshin bum dimta oma hong benza mahakurus. Oma hong sava mong lam pam tam hima harini tata. Ing shing sava siddhi samaita. Bam ho benza a. Shay hong brung ni tata. Oma hong benza mahakurus sava guna siddhi hong oma hong sava mong lam pam tam hama. Ana ni sa sita shing shing sava siddhi samaita. Bam ho benza ayu shay na tita. Oma hong benza mahakurus sava siddhi. Mahong Sama Mam Pam Tam Hai Mama Sita Shishis. Zahung Bam Ho Za Ani Shi Bum Bum Sa Ahung Benza Mahagu Sava Guna City Hong Om Ahung Sava Lam Mam Pam Tam Rima Harin Sa Sita Shing Shing Sava City Samayata Hung Bam Ho Benza Yuji Shi Hung Blum Ni Si. Having imagined that from the hearts of the assembly of deities, supreme emanated messengers of indefinite colour, ornamented in silks and jewels, holding lifespan, hooking hooks, longevity vases, and arrows tidied with silk ribbons, pervade everywhere, in every cardinal and intercardinal direction, above and below innumerably. Having perceived the collected lifespans of the 3,000-fold world system without exception, the three realms and three levels of existence, of the threefold worldly gods, demons, and humans, and especially one's own life force and lifespan wandering about, have all been hooked back by the means of the syllable Kri. Imagine that they dissolve back into you and that you obtain the city of deathlessness. Visualize all those things returning to you now. To the blessings of the deity. The Hum, which is the condensed glory of the supreme speech of the conqueror Buddhas of the three times, the principal magnetizing activities of Father Hayagriva and Mother Vajravari in ecstatic union. The emanations, secondary emanations, and their retinues, having come forth at this time, perform the activities of hooking back the life force, Sla, and the lifespan She from the sky above and the earth underneath. Crush into dust the demonic emissaries of the Lord of Death. Chop into pieces the heads of the gods and demons who cut the vital force. Cut the red life channels of the executioner spirits who take away the breath. Hook back now the wandering life force and lifespan of the sponsor. So say your name. Say your name. So we've finished invoking the two deities, and now we'll move into working with the dakinis. We're calling on the 4 dakinis in their special activities, pacifying all obstacles, increasing energy and life force, controlling negative energies, and destroying the negative forces and obstacles. As we hook back the La from the 10 directions, from the sky above, the earth below, the 4 cardinal points, and the 4 intercardinal points, with the result of restored and rejuvenated physical, energy, health, and vitality, prolonged lifespan, increased mental clarity, and happiness. We'll have some of that. The 5th Dakini space is in the center and brings back the La from above and below. But space is always assumed to be present because we don't have the other elements without space. So this is the first time we're going to have you shuffling around, and you're going to move to look to the east and southeast. This is the Dakini who we're currently going to be invoking. Have a quick look at her if you're going to need to move away from your screen. So we start with the Vajradakini. Her color is white, her energy is water, and her activity is pacifying. So as we read through these things and I read the invocation, really, really strongly visualize that she's with you and she's bringing back these things. She pacifies all the obstacles that arise around you, stealing back your La. She calls back all the lost La, even lost from the past. Visualize this energy returning to your heart, your head, or just feeling your whole body. I'm going to read the invocation in Tibetan and then English. You can just close your eyes for this bit and really concentrate on feeling this energy return to you. Doji kando chakyu bunzin, tiwi le tu payang tru, che ko che tuk damjelje du labap. Shadang shalo chok nitse kukchik, chidak duki punya dulok. Sokchula dreku utselpako, uklen sheme tuk pama puchu, yondak latse kam po da tu tatakuk. O Vajradakini, who holds the iron hook and dark blue vase, having come forth at this time with your emanations, secondary emanations, and all the retinues that conduct pacifying actions, fulfill your pledges. Hook back the lifespan from the eastern and southeastern directions. Crush into dust the demonic emissaries of the Lord of Death. Chop into pieces the heads of the worldly gods and demons who cut the vital force. Cut the red life channels of the executioner spirits who take away the breath. Hook back now the wandering life force and lifespan of yourself. Say your name. We're just going to sit for a minute so you can really feel this energy coming back from the east, from the southeast, the beautiful white Vajradakini flying around and calling it all back for you. And really feel it coming to your heart, your head, filling your whole body. Okay, now it's time to be on the move again. Yes. And now you need to face to the south, the southwest. Have a quick look at the next dakini if you won't be facing your screen when you're facing south. This is the beautiful jewel dakini. Her color is golden, her energy is earth, and her activity is increasing. Increasing energy, increasing life force, increasing wisdom. This is all returning to you in the form of golden light, coming from nature, from the earth, plants, trees, rocks, spirits, even from beyond the earth, from the stars. See yourself surrounded by gold dakinis as they hook back your la, your happiness, your joy, and your energy. So now close your eyes while I recite the invocation and really feel this, see these gold dakinis surrounding you and this beautiful gold light returning to you. Minchen Kandro, Chaku Sebungzim, Gipele Zetrul Payang Chulchiko, Che Tukdam, Zelze Dulamba, Lodang Lono, Chukne Tse Kukchik, Chidak Duki, Punya Duldulok, Sokchula Dreku Wetzelpako, Yuklen Sheme, Zokla Mapacho, Yondak Latse Kyampo, Tatakuk. O jewel dakini who holds the iron hook and golden vase, having come forth at this time, along with your emanations, secondary emanations, and all the retinues who conduct increasing actions, fulfill your pledges. Hook back the lifespan from the south and southwestern directions. Crush into dust the demonic emissaries of the Lord of Death. Chop into pieces the heads of the worldly gods and demons who cut the vital force. Cut the red life channels of the executioner spirits who take away the breath. Hook back now the wandering life force and lifespan of the sponsor. So say your name. So now we sit for a moment and visualize these dakinis swimming, spinning around you. And the golden light as this increasing energy of the golden dakini returns. All of your la energy. Gold is a master healer, so absorbing gold into your body is a very powerful healing activity. Okay, time to move again. And this time you'll be facing west, northwest. And again, have a look at the image if you want to be looking at your screen in that direction. A beautiful red lotus dakini. So the lotus dakini in the west and northwest, her color is red, her energy is fire. Her activity is controlling, especially negative energy. She hooks back energy, lifespan, joy, fortune, and control of your life. Sometimes when our life is damaged or low, we feel like everything is out of control and we're just scattering around trying to collect ourselves back together. She brings this back from the mountains, the plants, water, and from beyond the sun and moon and the stars. She brings back La lost when you were in the womb, from your birth, your early childhood, and all the stages of your life we have lost La. It returns to the 5 chakras: head, heart, throat, navel, and base. So really focus on receiving this energy back at these chakras as she's bringing back control of your life for you. Bemakando chakyu zang bunzin, wanji lete tulpayu tulke ko chik tudam. Silje du labab. Nupdang nupjang chuknetse kukchek, chidak duki punya duldulok. Sukchula de guwitzelpako, yuklin shime suksha sama pocho, yondak latse kyampo da tutakuk. A lotus dakini who holds the iron hook and copper vase, having come forth at this time, along with your emanations, secondary emanations, and all the retinues who conduct controlling actions, fulfill your pledges. Hook back the lifespan from the western and northwestern directions. Crush into dust the demonic emissaries of the Lord of Death. Chop into pieces the heads of the worldly gods and demons who cut the vital force. Cut the red life channels of the executioner spirits who take away the breath. Hook back now the wandering life force and lifespan of yourself. Say your name. Now we sit for a minute and feel this beautiful red dakini bringing back our lifespan and our joy and our control of our lives from immeasurably distant places where we have lost our love. Okay. Now turning around for the last time to face northeast and have a look at our beautiful action dakini, green, sort of turquoise color. If you're not able to look at her while you're facing the right direction, just have a quick look now. So the action dakini, and her color is green, her element is wind, and her energy is that of destroying. She is the karma dakini and very powerful, even wrathful, as she destroys the negative forces that have stolen your energy. Everything can be restored to you through her power. La lost through trauma and terrible events, stolen happiness, fear, sorrow, grief, all of these past experiences, she can return the La that they took from you. And if you listen, you can hear the wind as she goes to work. She's very powerful. So close your eyes. Try not to focus on the past terrible events, rather focus on the fact that she is restoring the La that was taken from you. She's destroying the connections that are still tying you to those events, and now that energy can be returned. Mikajachak guyu bungzin, jakpo lete dul payang trul cheko chiktu jamzel je dulabab. Jangdang jangsha chukne tse kukchik, chidak duki punya duldulok, sokchu la je guo pako. Then she made sokcha mat pacho. Yondak lakte kampo da takuk chitse kukche. O action Dakini who holds the iron hook and turquoise vase, having come forth at this time with your emanations, secondary emanations, and all the retinues who conduct wrathful actions, fulfill your pledges. Hook back the lower span from the northern and northeastern directions, crush into dust the demonic emissaries of the Lord of Death, chop into pieces the heads of the devas and demons who cut the vital force, cut the red life channels of the executioner spirits who take away the breath. Hook back now the wandering life force and lifespan of, say your name. Now just sit for a minute or two with your eyes closed, really feeling these things returning to you through her power, through her karmic power of destruction, destroying all the connections to these events. Don't focus on these things, focus on the fact that she's bringing your energy back. Okay, now I'll give you a minute to return back to your original orientation. We have traveled around the compass. So now we've invoked all the dakinis. They're all present with us, and countless emanations of them are currently swirling around you, bringing back your light energy. Really have faith in that. And we can see them all here, including the space dakini namka in the middle there. So we're going to say a round now of the 5 dakini mantra. Nice to offer that to them when they're doing all that work for us. The mantra is Bam Hari Nisa, Bam Hari Nisa, Bam Hari Nisa. So we'll just silently do. If you don't have your mala with you, just say them and you can stop when I'm finished. Bam Hari Nisa, 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 Bam Hari Nisa. Bam Harinisa, Bam Harinisa, Bam Harinisa. Mm. I was at a teaching recently, and the Lama said to us that we should never underestimate how much love the Dakinis have for us. So that's a nice thing to tap into. This limitless, universal love from these powerful beings circling around right now, returning your energy, your life force, your love to you. I'd just like to say quickly too, down here, these beautiful images are by Laura Santi, Sacred Art. You can find her on Etsy, I think it is. I think they're just lovely. I always say, I'll pray to Yuthok. To the secret union of all Buddhas of the three times, I pray from the depths of my heart and bones. Bless me through your body, speech, and mind. Grant me the supreme and common cities. And we make our dedication. Gewa di na di dak minja Yuthok chipchune. Duwa chikman kangman mupa de salago pashok. By the merit may we quickly achieve the state of Yuthok, the king of medicine, and through this may all beings be placed on this level. And now we seal our practice with the mantra of interdependence. It's like putting it in the bank. Dharma hitan chababa hitan tishan tatagato hayawadi tishan sayunidada evam bandi mahamana soha. Dharma hitan chababa hitan tishan tatagato hayawadi tishan sayunidada evam bandi mahamana soha. Dharma hitan chababa hitan tishan tatagato hayawadi tishan sayunidada evam bandi mahamana soha. And there we have it. Thank you all for joining in. I hope that you're starting to feel the benefit of this session. And you're very welcome, Madalena. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to unmute yourself or pop something in the chat. Happy to answer any questions. Thank you, Leanne. So I usually offer these every 3 months. I'll send you a note, Marty. Yes, you do. Well, so an empowerment. Oh, thank you. Yes, I received this from my teacher, Dr. Nita. I think you could certainly do it. You can buy the text from Skypress, and you could do it with no harm. But you're always going to get more benefit when you've got an empowerment. Yeah. And so by doing it with me, having had the empowerment, you're getting a little bit of extra juice. Yes. But the energy of us all coming together with the same intention is also powerful too. Yeah. So these happen every 3 months. As I said at the start, I like to do them in the transition period, but I think we could all do with that extra boost. And so, yeah, wherever you found about me now, you can check there. If you want to be on the mailing list, you can contact me and I'll pop you on the mailing list. There's always other things going on. We have a Monday Shannon practice, protector practice. That's Shannon Dorji, the medicine protector. The Yuthok empowerment, yes. So Yuthok Yonten is the father of Tibetan medicine, but he was a walking emanation of Medicine Buddha and Padmasambhava. And the Yuthok Nyingthig, even though he worked mostly as a doctor, he developed this spiritual tradition that went alongside the practice of medicine, the Yuthok Nyingthig, a spiritual practice for medical practitioners, but it's available, of course, to anybody. Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm glad you're feeling good. Okay, Janet, I'll pop you on. I'll make a note and get you off the Eventbrite thing. So the Yuthok Nyingthig is a pretty big practice. Most Nyingthig practices are. I don't offer empowerments. What you get from me is a reading transmission. I'm not a lama. So I always encourage you to, if there's something that you've attended something that I'm offering and it's really connected with you, to seek out somebody who can give you the empowerments. Yes, you'll get a recording that'll go out to everybody. I'll put the email address in the bottom here again. So Aurora Healing Centre at gmail.com. Her life force dependent external circumstances. Such yes and no. So we all consist of the same elements in roughly the same quantities. Where the imbalances occur come a little bit further down the line, more in line A with our astrology and B with our typology, our Nyepa, as we say in Tibetan medicine. And while we can't necessarily change our environment, we can make sure we are as well balanced and healthy as we can. So there's less opportunity for the environment to interact with us and with negative implications. If you're sick or just generally unwell and you find yourself, for example, in an environment that's highly polluted, your body isn't going to have the reserves to resist that. And so, yeah, you're going to, it's a big question, but ultimately we all have the same elements and our world is made of those elements, but it's other nuances that make those differences, and our personal astrology as well as our personal typology. So I've just popped the address there in the chat, Aurora Healing Centre at gmail.com. So feel happy to contact me there. But yeah, I mean, if you want to unmute and speak as well. Thank you, Laura. It's always lovely to have you here. I find this a very powerful practice. And it's, yeah, we've been doing these group ones together for a couple of years now, and they seem to get stronger every time, which is nice. But it's a nice thing to do as a community. On Monday nights we have a Shannon Dorji Protector practice, medicine protector, and also on Wednesdays now I've started a community meditation, just a very simple meditation session midweek, which if you go to the Facebook page, you'll find where you can register for that. There's no charge for that. We just sit together for a little while because it's good for us all to just take half an hour or so and spend that. We just do very simple meditations. You don't have to be a meditator or have had previous experience to come along. And then there's other events during the year. In the second half of the year, I usually offer a week online of the Yuthok Nundro as well. So if you have interest in that, that's available too. Now, I just had one thing to show you all. I've been very fortunate it's so heavy, to be involved in this project that's been distributing these gorgeous plaques around the world of Guru Rinpoche to protect the environment and everyone. And they're very heavy. I've received some and I put one out already, but I thought I'd show you all and you can all have the blessing of it tonight. They weigh 5.5 kilos. So I'll see if I can do it without any. Oh, nearly, yes. It's just a beautiful, beautiful object. And it's filled with precious things and mantras. And 1,000 of these have been distributed around the globe and placed mostly in nature. Mantras and things on the back to protect the environment and all sentient beings. It's been a very cool thing to be involved in. So I thought I'll give you all the blessing of seeing Got a Rinpoche chair there. Now I have to put it down because it's heavy. Oh. Well, if no one else has any other questions, I will say good night to you all. And you're very welcome, Anders. And yeah, I'll get the video recording out to you possibly Thursday. I've got a few things on tomorrow. Just say their name, that's right, yes. Or you can write them on a piece of paper and have it in front of you, hold them in your heart. Yeah. Thank you, Min. I kind of think if you're praying for one, you can pray for many. So it's always good to include yourself, but yeah, it's very easy to, I don't think there's a limit on prayer. And I don't think the Dakinis mind.
Can I ask a quick question?
Of course.
So theoretically, or not theoretically, but this could call back energy from anything, like you said, from the womb, the pre-birth, anything you may have done that has gone wrong. Like I don't know, you got
So yeah, okay. It's not going to erase karma. It's going to return your energy where it's been lost due to circumstances. Sometimes those have been things that you've done, yes. And sometimes they've been environmental, and sometimes they're things that have been done to you. So I think it's reasonable to assume if you've gone on a 3-day bender, you probably have lost some La energy. You kind of have to blame yourself for that one.
No, I haven't done that, but
Yeah,
I'm
but
just saying, somebody was like abusive or all sorts of things like that,
absolutely, yes.
not yourself, but somebody towards you
Yes,
or
yes, yeah, definitely. That is a big cause of losing this energy. And so particularly that last one, the green dakini, she goes in and she destroys the connections to those things, and that frees that energy up to come back to you.
Yes, great. I felt it very beautiful, very, very
Oh,
beautiful.
I'm really pleased to hear that. That's great. Thank you.
I'm so appreciative.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, you don't have to visualize them with you. There's quite a bit going on when we do this, especially at first when you're new to it. So if it's helpful for you, you could put a picture of them there in front of you. Does it help to heal relationships?
Aspect of them.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I guess if the relationship had faltered because you and potentially the other person had lost energy, your own energy, and you weren't fully yourself, and therefore not perhaps fully happy or fully satisfied, all the things that having all your energy back means, it may make a difference. Yeah. Yeah. When we've lost our la and we're stressed and running on low and scrabbling around trying to make things work, we're definitely not at our best. And we're not putting our best out energetically. And it also makes us more vulnerable to spirit attack or provocation or just people being mean. So yeah, I think that potentially, yeah, that would make sense to me. I hadn't thought about it though. That's a good one. Yeah. I think healing is healing and it goes to where it's needed, really.
And you said it could come back over several days or more?
Yeah, you'll find that, well, not everybody notices this, or some people are too busy to really notice or whatever, but I find, a 24 to 48-hour period, you do find that it keeps coming back. And I don't think now that we've finished the session that the Dakinis have gone, see ya. I'm sure that they're still doing their thing because we asked them to. Yeah. And, not up in those dimensions very much, but I'm sure time works a bit differently there. Questions? You're just stopping me doing a fridge raid because I'm always really hungry after these. No. Nice to meet you too, Janet. Thank you. Well, it was lovely to meet you all or see you again if we've met before. Thank you for joining and bringing your energy because it all contributes to the pool. And hopefully, I will see you again at the next one, if not at something before then. Okay, take care.
You too. Thank you.